And now I'd like to welcome up to the stage the one, the only, Jill Smithers.
Okay, as you know, my name is Jill Smithers. I'm the co-owner of the Comic City Stores in Metro Detroit and one of the board members of the Shel Dorf Awards. And I'm here this year to present the Shel Dorf Legacy Award. This year's recipient is no stranger to anyone in this room or in the industry at all. Born and raised in Baltimore, Maryland. Woo! It seems that Steve Geppi has been in the comic book industry his whole life. And in fact, that's somewhat true since his life in comics began at the age of 9, where he bundled comics and magazines for a used comic book dealer. And he must have enjoyed the comics that he bundled because he actually accepted comics as part of his compensation for his work. So later in life, when he worked for the Postal Service, he started selling old comics at the weekend cons and realized that there seemed to be some money in this industry. So in 1974, Geppi's World comic shops were born. His one store then expanded to 4, one of which was in the beautiful Harbor Place Pavilion in downtown Baltimore at the Inner Harbor. And I had visited that store in the past, and it was very beautiful. In 1982, when his comic distributor at that time was in some having difficulties, he made the deal and he began his life in the comic book distribution business. Diamond Comics was born and has since become the world's largest distributor of English language comics and the exclusive distributor to many publishers, including DC, Marvel, Dark Horse, and Image, among others. His love of comics does not end with distributing. Steve is involved with preserving and promoting the industry of the comics medium and is the founder of Gemstone Publishing, which some of the product lines include Overstreet Comic Book Grading Guide, the big Overstreet Comic Book Price Guide, and the official price guide to pop culture. In 1995, Steve opened the Diamond International Galleries, a gallery devoted to comics, comic collectibles, and comic-related art. Also in Camden Yards district of Baltimore, Steve opened Geppi's Entertainment Museum. If anyone ever has been there, they know it's a beautiful museum and well worth your time. Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. I enjoyed myself there. Now, since I just mentioned Camden Yards, I need everyone to know that I'm an Essex, Maryland, Baltimore, Maryland girl, born and bred myself. So I'm very familiar with that name, Camden Yards. So Steve, I want to make you feel comfortable here in Detroit.
Oh, watch out. Don't shoot anyone.
Jill. You're welcome. Baltimore, Maryland. 1993, Steve was presented with an opportunity, and he took it to become part of a group of local investors that brought the ownership of the Baltimore Orioles back to being local owned. Well done, sir. Always an Orioles fan. Oh yeah. Steve Geppi's philanthropic activities include work with the Johns Hopkins Heart Institute and their Neurosurgery Advisory Board, Pathfinders for Autism, and the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. Some of the awards that Steve has received in the past included the International Achievement Award from the U.S. Department of Commerce and a 1993 Entrepreneur of the Year from Maryland. Now we are very proud to add to his list of awards, and I am proud to present the Shel Dorf Legacy Award to Mr. Stephen A. Geppi.
Thanks so much, Shel. This is a great honor, to say the least. My roots in the Detroit Triple Fanfare Convention actually go back to the 70s, when I made that infamous drive from Baltimore to Detroit to hawk some old comic books. And what a fond remembrance that is, because a lot of the people that I met back then became really good friends of mine. I've been a very fortunate guy in my life. I think we've all been very fortunate to take something that we love, a passion we have for it, and turn it into a business. Someone once said that if you love what you're doing, you'll never work another day in your life, and I guess that makes all of us unemployed, because we all love what we're doing, don't we? I really want to take this opportunity. I know it's a great honor for me, and it's about my award right now, but what I really want to talk about a little bit here is about you guys. You know, Diamond Comic Distributors is the exclusive distributor for most of the publishers, as was mentioned, and we're very proud of our position in the industry. But we all know, and you guys certainly know, without you guys there would be no Diamond Comics. We all went through a tremendous upheaval in the mid-90s when Marvel bought a distributor, and it looked like the world was coming to an end. And as it turns out, it didn't come to an end. I think the death of comics has been written in the pages of history at least 20 different times, with many different things going to put us out of business, whether it would be the advent of the digital age today, or whether it be computers or television or radio. The great thing about comic books is that they partner with all those media. So whatever's happening now, whatever has happened, and whatever's yet to happen, fear not, you're well insulated, because this product that we love is so special that it's being embraced around the world. And everybody gets a chance once in a while. We all went through, and not just the comic industry, but the whole world, or certainly the United States in the last 5 or 6 years, went through a terrible economic downturn. But the beauty of our industry, in a world where Bear Stearns is gone, and all these big companies, WAMU, you name it, these companies all went under, and yet the little comic book companies, the little distributors, the little publishers, the little retailers, all the creators are still working. So we must be doing something right. And I'm very proud to say that today, if you look at the numbers for the last few years, the comic industry is on the rise. And for the first time, you're seeing, as a result of conventions such as this, the San Diego Comicon, New York, whatever else, the world is starting to recognize that what we've been doing, us little geeks and nerds, as they like to call us, has hit the heart and soul of pop culture. And today, you see movie stars showing up at the conventions, proud to say they played X part in what movie, whereas it used to be they kind of, under the hush of their breath, said, well, you know, I did play one little part. Most of these people were comic book fans growing up. They just never had a chance to express it without getting accused, as we did, of having 3 heads or being illiterate. But I'm very proud of what's happening right now, and I'm happy that the Detroit Triple Fanfare Convention has been resurrected. It makes me feel good, because I was walking around the room out there, and a comment was made earlier about San Diego being a multimedia type of an event, and it is, and it's served its purpose, and it's wonderful. But I'm kind of old school. I really love getting out there with the dealers and wheeling and dealing in the room, and just remembering the times when it was fun to get behind somebody's table and look up old comics. So from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you all for what you do for my company every year, the many retailers who buy from us. You know, sometimes people think, well, we don't have any choice, we have to buy from Diamond, they're an exclusive distributor. Never think for a minute, for a second, that Diamond doesn't appreciate your business, because it is the lifeblood of the industry. I have a ton of hardworking employees, 2 are here tonight, who put their heart and soul, and many of my employees have now been with me over 20 years, which says a lot about their love for the industry. So thank you so much. I look out, I see a lot of familiar faces. I hope I get to say hi to most of you tonight. But I'm very proud to receive this award, especially know my good buddy Stan Lee once got it. So now he doesn't have that on me, like he does so many other things. But thank you very much. I appreciate it.